Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by, having just done a video showcasing my very first and most likely one of the very first DVD players ever to exist, and my very first DVD player I got in the summer of 1997. I thought it only made sense to follow up that video by doing a video showcasing basically my DVD, or some of my very first DVDs, and also not just some of my very first DVDs, but they're also some of the very first DVDs to have ever been manufactured and sold to the general public. And it's really interesting. I'll show a better shot of this. But for whatever reason, sometime in '97, and unfortunately I don't know exactly when it was, probably maybe late summer or something like that, I took a photo of my DVD collection at the time, and this is my entire DVD collection sometime probably late summer of 1997. So that's kind of interesting. Obviously it's grown since. I can't fit my entire DVD collection in the same spot now, but I've got some of these titles, some of the more noteworthy titles here. As you can see, I'll just list them off from the one side to the next. We've got Mars Attacks, The Getaway, Batman and Robin, I'm afraid, Eraser, Amadeus, Strangers on a Train, Forbidden Planet, Goldfinger, Last Man Standing, The Long Kiss Goodnight, the original Silent Phantom of the Opera, Taxi Driver, the original 1978 Dawn of the Dead. Of course, the remake wasn't even made yet at the time. The original Night of the Living Dead, and then just a cheapo version of Little Shop of Horrors from whatever it was, the Roger Corman one. Waterworld, and this other DVD is like a DVD video sampler just to show what DVD can do with like video and audio and stuff. And I've got some of the more noteworthy discs from that photo in this, with me to show you. I don't know exactly which one of these was my first my first DVD I ever bought. It's funny because I bought, I think, either one of these or both of these before I bought my DVD player, and I had a Laserdisc player, and just by chance, I mean, it doesn't hurt to try, right? So I bought one of these. I think this is my very first DVD I ever bought, and one of the very first DVDs available to be bought, which was a new movie at the time. Mars Attacks. It's got, I imagine, does it have? Yeah, it's widescreen on one side and standard on the other. And I got this before I bought my DVD player, and kind of frustrated to want to watch it. I've tried it in a Laserdisc player, alas, it didn't work. I mean, I kind of knew that was going to happen. But I remember that memory from '97. This is a movie that I liked, but I never bought the Laserdisc, and it's a good thing I didn't, because I'd be able to buy it on DVD. I'm pretty sure this is my very first DVD that I ever bought. Mars Attacks, before I even had a DVD player, one of the very first DVDs ever made. Here it is in all its glory, in the crappy Warner Brothers, cardboard snap case that they swore by, that they were going to stick with this. I remember reading articles that Warner Brothers in '97, '98 were going to stick with this piece of crap cardboard snapcase thing forever, which kind of pissed me off, because ever since the very beginning of the cardboard Warner Brothers snapcase, it's always been something that I thought was just stupid. This is probably my second DVD that I ever bought, which was also, when they released a line of DVDs, it made sense to obviously release kind of the more recent titles and stuff like that to get them out there, get people interested. I never got this on Laserdisc either. I think all I have it on is this DVD. Eraser, of course, from the summer prior, 1996. This one also features the standard on one side and widescreen on the other, and of course, being a Warner Brothers title from 1997, it's the annoying cardboard snap case. Now this is just put out by Silver Screen Collector's Edition. Who is it put out by? Paris Media System, Master Movies. I mean, I don't even know. DVD Matters BV. I mean, I don't even know who the hell even put this out, but this is copyright 1997, obviously a public domain movie, which they incorrectly say is from 1949 on the back, which is just hilarious. The original Little Shop of Horrors, which I think was from 1960 or 61, the Roger Corman movie. But it's kind of cool in a way how they didn't try to make their own cover art, and they actually just used some original poster art, or either that or was like poster for the musical, I don't know. At least they didn't try to make their own cover art. But this is probably the very first DVD of the original Little Shop of Horrors that was ever made. And you've got the back here, and I've probably already shown you in a digital photo the incorrect year. Black and white they got right, but it's not from 1949. And this is a really rare case. It's one of these annoying cases. I think I have like two of these, two for sure, maybe more from 97. Another, this company tried to do this other kind of a case, which was really annoying kind of a case. The good thing about it is it was plastic, but the way you get the disc out was you pull out the bottom and the disc is there, and then you kind of have to go like this and pull the disc out. So that's really kind of annoying. I've got another DVD release that I'll show you that has the same way of doing it. I think this is even probably worse, possibly, than the frickin' annoying Warner Brothers case. I mean, it's more durable, but it's just like, oh my gosh. I mean, I guess it works, but obviously in the early years and months and weeks of DVD, distributors were experimenting with how they were going to package and sell the stuff, I guess. I remember getting this. This is probably the very first, I think this is from 97 as well, probably the very first Troma DVD. It doesn't have a date on here, but I'm pretty sure I got this in the summer of 1997. Probably, I would imagine, the very first, if not, one of the very first Troma DVDs that ever came out, the Toxic Avenger. It says limited edition, includes official certificate signed by Lloyd Kaufman, creator of the Toxic Avenger. So let's take a look at that. Here is your official certificate. Looks like it's 1338 out of 2000, signed by Lloyd Kaufman himself. Toxic Avenger's Papa. I don't know, maybe this is even worth money. I mean, the very first Toxic Avenger DVD with a, limited to 2000, with a signature by Lloyd Kaufman, who knows? But, to be honest, for being like one of the first DVDs, it's funny how they went with the case that, the best kind of case. But, the artwork is kind of happening for being like the first, year or few months of DVD. I gotta tell you, I mean, not too bad for probably one of the first, if not the first, Troma DVD ever released. And copyrighted 1997 from Image. Is this Image? Yeah, distributed by Image Entertainment from the Black Hawk Films collection. We've got the original Phantom of the Opera silent version here. This is actually a pretty damn good edition of this movie. I haven't seen this for a long time, but very first, I would imagine, very first DVD releasing of the 1925/29 silent film Phantom of the Opera. Of course, in the kind of not too great cardboard snapcase treatment. But one cool thing about it is the fact that it does this. They put a lot of information inside this case because this folds out to make another. There's all kinds of writing on here. So they put a lot of information about the history of the movie on this page, and inside on this page. So that's actually kind of cool. And as I look at these things, it makes you wonder if they are worth money or if they're not worth anything at all. But this is, for being like the very first year of DVD's existence, this is a kind of a handsome DVD release. And the case with all the, the fold-out flat with all the info, I'm going to say, despite being the cardboard snap case kind of thing, this is kind of classy. In what very might well be Elite Entertainment's very first DVD release, you've got the special collector's edition of Night of the Living Dead. It's in one of these, another one of these that's in this stupid plastic case where you pull out the bottom and slip the disc out of the bottom. For a long time, this was still, and probably until like the Criterion Blu-ray came out, this was probably still, in my opinion, one of the best ways to watch it at home. I mean, I didn't have every DVD that came out since, but some of them that came out since were not up to par with this one. This would include, I don't know if it has all of the features that were on their Elite Laserdisc or not, but I mean, it's got some of them, like the commentary and stuff like that. And what's funny about this disc is it's double-sided, but I think each side is identical. It's just the movie and the special features. You know, if memory serves, I think it's like double-sided, but the same thing is on both sides, which is really kind of funny. It's just like, okay, well, oops, we made the disc double-sided. Oh shoot, we gotta put. What do we put on the? Oh my gosh, it's just weird. It's just funny. The first year of DVD, you know. So here's the back of it, and it's funny how you've got, you know, all the chapters on the back artwork. THX, of course, their Laserdisc release was THX certified, so you've got that on the DVD. I mean, I don't actually keep the disc in this case because I didn't want it to get damaged, so the disc isn't in here, but it's one of these stupid slide out of the bottom kind of cases. But that's your very first, probably I would imagine, well, actually, you know, since it was a public domain movie, maybe it isn't the first time Night of the Living Dead was on DVD, but it's probably the first, I would imagine it's the first Elite Entertainment release on DVD, probably. And then if you watch my last video, you've already have seen this. The very first, I would imagine, ever DVD release of Taxi Driver, Deluxe widescreen presentation. And the cover is actually kind of cool. This was actually, of course, put out by Columbia Pictures, Columbia TriStar Home Video, copyright 1997, design and layout. You've got the spine looking like that. It looks like someone took a picture of the movie playing on a TV to get this picture of him on the back. It's all pixelized and looks like it's playing on a TV, you know, standard def TV, and it just looks like crap. I like the image, but if you look at it close, it's like someone took a picture of the movie playing on the TV to get that, which is just kind of funny. So when DVDs first started, you know, they had this little thing here on the inside of the cover, of course, and you know, they'd often include this kind of stuff, which is, I don't know what, just to make it look like you get more. Does this have, no, it doesn't even have chapters on it. So, but this opens like this. So what's it got? Oh, this is where the chapters are. Okay, there you go. Just in case, you know, you want to be able to have a piece of paper with them on. You know, the picture of her there is kind of fun. But Dolby Surround, and here are your chapters. But, you know, this of course slides in right there, so it's there. And look at this really cool thing here for one of the very first, or to come out in the first year of DVDs. Warning, to avoid damaging disc, press center button to release disc. Just in case this is your very first DVD and you don't know how the hell to get it out. But that's really kind of, when I looked at that, I'm like, that's kind of cool. But there is probably most likely your very first DVD release ever of the film Taxi Driver. And we've got what might be one of Anchor Bay's very first DVD releases, if not their first DVD release, the 1978 movie Dawn of the Dead. And what's really crazy about this title, how long is it? So I don't know if this is correct. It might be that, you know, they're saying the movie's 137 minutes long. I'm not sure if that's correct. But this is actually, this DVD kind of reminds you of the Laserdisc days, because if you look on the back, you will see part 1 of the movie is on side 1, and part 2 of the movie is on side 2, so you actually had to flip the DVD over, you know, halfway through the movie on this DVD release of Dawn of the Dead to watch the whole movie. So that was kind of frustrating, you know, for us who didn't like turning our, you know, flipping our discs over, who are us Laserdisc owners. But obviously they you know, they don't make it, they make it well known to the buyer because it's on the packaging. So I knew obviously when I was buying it that that was going to be the case. But I remember it looks, you know, relatively decent on here on this very first DVD. But there you go. Look at that. They put hi-fi mono on the back there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, when DVD's first year, they didn't know what the hell to, you know, I mean, I guess technically it is hi-fi, but I mean, that's usually a VHS thing. So it's really interesting seeing some of the very first DVDs and ever made in the packaging, and seeing what, how they do it, what layout they use, what packaging they use, and what, what they print on them. It's really interesting. So inside the packaging you will find this. It's oftentimes what they did in their early years of DVD, just put a piece of paper in there showing the cover art again. And on the back of it you've got your chapter stops, which is what, a whole 9? Is there 4 on side 1 and then 5 on side 2? Is that what I'm understanding? And of course this is a, what do we got inside here? Okay, well, just some photos. Probably the very first DVD release of Dawn of the Dead. And of course, what younger people these days might not know is that when DVD first came out, it wasn't like every single studio was just instantly putting out DVD discs. It was something that took, like, I don't remember, I wish I would have kept track of the history of it as it unfolded, but like the first summer, the first year, well, we'll just say the first summer of DVD, I think pretty much only like New Line Cinema, because I think they were part of Warner Brothers and stuff, and maybe, well, obviously Columbia TriStar and stuff. Only a certain few studios were actually putting out DVD discs. Studios like 20th Century Fox, Paramount, Universal. Those companies weren't putting out DVD discs right away. And among the very first Universal DVD discs was this one. As you know, you saw in that photo, I've got the Waterworld DVD, but I couldn't find it. But another one that came out, one of the very first Universal DVDs ever, and it came out in a CD case. And I don't know, I would imagine it's possible this thing's worth money. I don't know. I should actually look into it. Not that I'd sell it. But this is one of the very first Universal DVDs, The Shadow, and what was frustrating about it at the time, it was the full frame version of it, versus, like Waterworld and, the River Wild. I've got the River Wild that I got previously viewed from a video store. It's on the same CD case, but this was actually anamorphic widescreen, so it was very frustrating when, The Shadow, although it wasn't a really wide movie, it was just like 1:8:5, but it's just frustrating that when this DVD came out, it was just for the full screen version. But how cool is that? The movie on a DVD on a CD, in a CD case. And what was cool about this very first release of Universal DVDs is it has a slipcase. So this, the CD or the DVD case slides out of this cardboard case to become a normal CD case here with the Shadow DVD inside. Can you imagine how confusing it would be to a consumer if you wanted to buy the movie or wanted to buy the CD? You wouldn't know necessarily. They'd just grab the DVD thinking it's the CD, or the CD thinking it's the DVD. I don't know how many studios put out DVDs in the early months or years of DVDs in these CD cases, but I know for sure, obviously, Universal was one of them. Sliding out the little booklet thing, we've got front, back, and inside with your chapter stops and some kind of decent images there. Underneath the disc in the case, you've got The Shadow. So it would be interesting to know if this thing, especially, complete with its cardboard sleeve thing, is worth money. Chances are it's probably not, but either way you look at it, it's a really, really cool piece of history, and it is in fact copyrighted 1997, so by Universal, one of the very first Universal DVDs. And as I said, I would come across this previously viewed from a video store, which I was really glad was at least anamorphic widescreen. River Wild on its very first DVD release in a CD case. And then I get this previously viewed, obviously the owner or somewhere along the line. Oh, this is from Movie Gallery, so the video store would purchase the DVD and then put it in this. You can tell it was one of the CD case DVDs, probably, obviously, the very first time Backdraft ever came out on DVD in the same CD size case, but Movie Gallery just put it in a normal DVD case to rent it. But so a handful of the first Universal DVDs were released like this in a CD case, and as I said, I do have the Waterworld original DVD in the CD case, but I don't know where the hell it is at the moment. So unfortunately with the Waterworld DVD that came out in the CD case, I cut up the sleeve that it came in, and you can see it in this photo. I taped the cover and the back of the cover to the wall there inside where I kept all my DVDs there, all 10 of them or whatever. But thank you very much for watching this little bit of DVD history video. As always, I probably went on a little longer than intended, but once again, get me talking about movies and movie tech and, you know, the early years and early months and weeks and years of DVD, you're liable to have a blabber on your hands. So thank you very much for watching this video, and as always, we'll catch you on the next one.